Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's edition of the Speed Weekend Preview, brought to you by Channel Shift, your sports world on demand. I'm Michelle Rahal along with Rob D'Amico, and today we're broadcasting to you from one of the world's great sports establishments, Ferg's in downtown St. Pete. From baseball to the St. Petersburg Grand Prix, we've been coming here for years. And Monaco's got Lowe's, we've got Ferg's. Now for the top stories heading into the weekend.
NASCAR heads to the Brickyard, and Goodyear had some problems last year. We'll talk about that. Formula One is off to the Grand Prix of Hungary. The Mayfield versus NASCAR feud keeps on rolling, and Henry Surtees, son of world F1 champion John Surtees, sadly was killed this week. In IndyCar, the gang heads to Edmonton, Canada, and NHRA goes to Sonoma, getting closer to their countdown to 1.
And I can't wait. NASCAR hits the bricks this weekend in a long-anticipated return to the nightmare that was last year's race. Goodyear, Jeff Gordon, NASCAR, and others have said their tire problems have been solved and it's going to be a great race. Well, the proof is in the pudding, but this is one of the big ones we're looking at as either an all-out assault on the race or just going to be a battle for the points race, plus the Nationwide Series, and the trucks are going to be right down the street at O'Reilly Raceway Park. That looks to be a barn burner.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. It's going to be great. And you're talking
It's
about
always great on that short track.
You're talking about the points racing and Sprint Cup. These guys are going to be in action, no doubt about it. And I can't wait because you got guys like Greg Biffle, Juan Pablo Montoya. Biffle's out, Juan's in. They're all points racing right now.
It's either win or spin. It's got that mentality and that feel to it. I mean, I can't wait. It's not a stunning track to do a race on for these cars.
Not at all.
But I think it's a pivotal race in terms of points versus who really wants to win this race. We'll see what happens.
Agreed. In F1 this weekend, it is rumored that the new Concord Agreement to bind the teams and commercial right holders to the FIA until the end of 2012 is ready to be given the final green light by Max Mosley and the 26 Motor World Sports Council members. I'll believe that one when I see it.
Well, it may take a while before you do see it because, as you know, it's always about brinksmanship in Formula One. I mean, Jean Todt, Max Mosley, the Spanker. I mean, you name it. It's so Machiavellian, it's absurd, but they wait to the last moment to make anything at all happen. But I'm very curious to see what happens in Hungary.
Well, I hope we do see peace. Who's it going to be in the Hungarian GP this weekend in F1? It's going to be a dominating Brawn GP, or could it be the Red Bull making it to the top of the podium and tightening up this championship for 2009? I can't wait. And how would you feel? Jaime Alguersuari has revealed he has not been promised anything from Toro Rosso beyond 2009 season. That's got to make Sebastian Bourdais feel like crap. And to rub it in, Paul Tracy goes out and even says more things about the poor guy. I mean,
these two guys might as well have gotten married. They hit each other so many times back in Champ Car. It's ridiculous. They despise each other. So anything that comes out of Paul Tracy's mouth about Sebastian Bourdais, I am absolutely not shocked or surprised. I mean, I'm more shocked about Max Mosley and the spanking. The Battle of the Hatfields and the McCoys is not going away anytime soon. NASCAR filed more papers on Monday against Jeremy Mayfield. Mayfield responded by producing his own lab test results performed by LabCorp, a top national medical testing company. They were negative, NASCAR's were positive. Looks like this is heading down to the 12 angry men path with no justice at the end.
This thing's amazing. All the stuff that has come out in this story, from his stepmother to NASCAR, I mean, they're calling names. It's unbelievable what's going on right now.
It's damaging, but it's damaging NASCAR more, by far more as a sport than it's damaging Mayfield. Mayfield is devastated, done, over with. He's got nothing to lose, and never forget, there's nothing more dangerous than a guy that's got nothing to lose.
And in sad news, Henry Surtees, the son of world champion F1 driver John Surtees, was killed at Brands Hatch, England. The 18-year-old was struck on the head by a flying rear tire from the car of Jack Clark, and our thoughts and prayers go out to his family.
You know, I simply have to say to everyone, auto racing is inherently a dangerous sport. It doesn't matter that the wheels are tethered now on the Formula 2 and the Formula 1 cars and the Indy cars and NASCAR. It doesn't make any difference. Things happen. And I mean, this is an anomaly. The tire came off, hit the guy in the head. Trust me, I had someone lose a tire in front of me, bounced right over my head. I could have died, and unfortunately, our thoughts and prayers do go out to the Surtees family.
And remember, real quick, is that these guys, no matter what you do in this sport, you cannot prevent these freak accidents from happening.
No, you can't. You can't at all. Well, the IndyCar crowd heads to Edmonton, Canada this weekend, minus Joey Chitwood, who's defected to ISC, which is NASCAR, to head up their business development department. Ouch! IRL to NASCAR, another defection. Paul Tracy has a point to prove, as well as Elio Castroneves and the rest of the big teams. The smaller teams have shown their stuff on the road courses. Now the big question is, what the hell is going on over at IndyCar? Rob, I mean, they're moving around way too much to suit me.
It is. It's pretty amazing to see after the board kicks out.
It's a meltdown.
Tony George, what's going on now? They are really trying to figure out, and I don't know if he left on his own terms or they said, hey, try to make good face, go find a job and get out there.
You're getting both sides of the story. One side says, I'm shocked and dismayed to hear of his absence, his leaving. How could he do this? The other side says, he was let go. I mean, who do you believe? Who knows? Who cares? Get some new blood in there. Let's get this thing, let's get open wheel in America back in the game. That's all I care about.
It's going to be a difficult job, no doubt about it. In the NHRA, they head to Sonoma this week, ending the Western swing and getting closer to their countdown to 1. The show is in top fuel with the top spot with Antron Brown, Tony Schumacher, and Larry Dixon. But trying to make the countdown, we got guys back in 7th, Sean Langdon and Morgan Lucas, Doug Coletta, and Clay Milligan. All in the top 10 right now, but Joe Hartley trying to work his way in. In funny car, it's Ron Capps, Ashley Force, and Tony Pedregon. They are only separated by 30 points, so this is going to be a great race. No doubt about it. It's tight up front. Well, let's take a look at the back. John Force sitting back there in 8th. Mike Niff is in 9th. 10th, it's Mac Hagan. Trying to get back in, who fell back one spot, is Cruz Pedregon. And in the 12th position, Robert Height trying to work his way in.
Well, good luck to these guys. In World Superbike, Ben Spies is looking to make hay against Nori Haga at Brno, Czechoslovakia this weekend. The American came out of the Imola, Italy test feeling even faster, and Nori Haga is still questionable about his Donington Park injuries. You know what? I make a great goat cheese stuffed crow, Rob.
Looks like I might be eating that, man. I'm telling you, Nori Haga is done getting on that bike. It just raises the question once again. We did another video about this, about these guys getting on these bikes hurt and riding.
Massive injuries, multiple injuries. They try to repair themselves, put themselves back together. And the whole point is that has technology outrun these guys' ability to actually ride in some safe manner.
We still got to put Ray Hall back together. In other news, Danica Patrick doesn't want to travel the world, so no move to F1. She doesn't want Nationwide. She doesn't want ARCA. She doesn't want F1. What the hell does she want? Women. Can you believe these guys?
No, I can't. As a matter of fact, if you can come up with what women want, you're going to make $1 million.
I'll make $1 million, but put it in a book, no doubt about that. All right. Also, in other news, Lewis Hamilton wants to drive in ALMS and in a Mercedes, for that matter. Plus, he would like to run NASCAR someday. But this is IndyCar. I love this guy.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point in going to IndyCar? He's already done Formula One. It would take him a while to get used to the ovals. It would take him a while to get, I mean, he would obviously be able to get on a good team, but what he really wants to do is just drive one of the cars to see what they're like. That's why he wants to run in one of the NASCAR type cars. He wants to see what the difference is.
All right, here's what to watch on Speed Friday, 8 a.m. F1 practice, the Hungarian GP. That's going to be great. 3 p.m., the Sprint Cup practice from Indy. At 4:30 p.m., the Truck Series qualifying from ORP. 6:30 p.m., it'll be trackside. Don't forget, Greg Biffle, Juan Pablo Montoya will be on that show. At 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, remember, all times are Eastern here, the truck race from ORP.
On Saturday at 8 a.m., it's Formula One knockout qualifying. You do not want to miss this. It's the best in the world. 12 p.m. is the Coney Challenge from Barber Motorsports Park. At 2 p.m., the Sprint Cup practice from Indy. 3 p.m. is NASCAR Live. And again, at 6:30 p.m., NASCAR Live.
On Sunday at 10:30 a.m., NASCAR in a Hurry. 11 a.m., it's NASCAR Race Day. At 3 p.m., the World Superbikes from Czech Republic. At 5 p.m., it's MotoGP, the British Grand Prix. At 7 p.m., it kicks off with the Speed Report, NASCAR Victory Lane, and Wind Tunnel.
Do not forget to listen to Rob and I every weekend, Saturday and Sunday from 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time on over 250 Fox affiliates, XM Channel 142, and the American Forces Network. Check us out at racedayonfox.com for local listings.
And don't forget, you can listen to Speed Radio with me, Rob D'Amico. Download it at speedtv.com. Keyword Radio every Friday. For Michelle Ray, I'm Rob D'Amico. Thank you for watching.